Alrighty, this video is just a quick one on the way that I get ready for the gym and a review of the supplements that I use. Um, I'm headed to the gym. I'm running a bit behind schedule, but that's okay. I don't have a time I have to be there or anything like that. Um, and I haven't really eaten breakfast today. It's about 11:15 and I wasn't really hungry this morning. I did have 2 cups of coffee, and with my coffee, I added Premier Protein, the pre-made shake. I don't consider that a supplement. It's just really yummy. It's really creamy. It's super high in protein. It's super low in carbs. It's got a fair amount of calories. A whole box container is like 160 calories, and I've been working on like 2 boxes for the last 4 days because I've been alternating 2 different flavors. They're cookies and cream and the caramel. Um, so not so I haven't really had breakfast, and I have been making an effort to eat food before I go to the gym as well as after. I think that just has been helping me to hit more, um, to lift more weights. I've been hitting more personal records than I had when I was working out more so fasted. Plus, today is going to be leg day, and leg day I try to always eat beforehand because you can get lightheaded or dizzy on leg day. At least that has happened to me. So when I'm not hungry on days like today, and I need to go to the gym, I really love this supplement. It's called Beyond Raw Macros. I think it's GNC's own brand. And this is not really a protein supplement. This is a meal replacement. And so 1 scoop has one, in terms of the macronutrients and the calories, it's about 160 calories and 15 grams of carbs and 20 grams of protein in 1 scoop. I try to aim for about 200 calories of food prior to working out. So I'll do about a scoop of this, maybe sometimes like a little bit less because I'm just not hungry. And one of the ways I do it, so sometimes I mix it with my coffee. It smells great. This flavor smells like maple brown sugar oatmeal, like the little packets that I used to eat when I was a kid. Um, it's called maple brown sugar. It's just delicious. It smells so good. So that's about 160 calories and a good amount of protein and carbs. Sometimes I add only like about a half a scoop or 3/4 of a scoop of that, but I'm doing a whole scoop right now for some reason. And then I really like this. It's called Naked PB. So a lot of my friends in the past have recommended PB Fit, which is like a brand that's available at a lot of grocery stores of peanut butter powder. And peanut butter powder is nice because it tastes like peanut butter, and peanut butter tastes great to a lot of us. And also, peanuts have protein, and I like this because it also has some carbohydrates. However, I bought the PB Fit because everybody recommended it, and then I looked at the sugar content and I wasn't comfortable with the amount of sugar in it. It does have some sugar added because plain peanut powder is not as tasty as peanut butter. And as a side note, even in my house, in my grocery cabinet, ever since I had small kids at home, I don't buy peanut butter with the added anything. I buy the peanut butter that says peanuts. That's what my kids have always eaten, like the Adams brand or whatever. So I bought the PB Fit, got it home, and was not comfortable with eating that much added sugar. This I found on Amazon. I was just looking for something that was just plain peanuts. And so that's what this is. The ingredients say roasted peanuts. That's it. And for the calories, 1 scoop has 50 calories. Now, I keep on talking about calories, but I don't actually think calories are the most important thing right now. But I used to be really into calories, and I still try to be aware of them. So this is 50 calories. So if I add this 50 to that 160 for the raw my macros, that's about 200. And this has 4 grams of carbs and 6 grams of protein. So it's a good amount of protein and carbs, which is something that I go for high protein, what I call moderate carbs or intentional carbs, because I feel I need carbohydrates. I started off my weight loss journey on low carb. I did keto and then I did very low carb, and now I actually try to eat carbs, which is a challenge because the more I add them, the more I crave them. So on days like today, where I'm not hungry, but I need to eat, I make this thing called protein pudding. And so I mix this together, and then I add some water. I'm gonna grab my water. And I just add enough water to turn it into like a thick consistency pudding, because I can eat this in just like, I don't know, 10 bites or so as I'm going out the door, and it tastes just fine. Alrighty, so this is the consistency of the protein pudding. Other people I've seen add like milk, or they'll add like yogurt or whatever, but I just add water. And this is what I do a lot of times, is a quick breakfast before I leave, because I'm not hungry. If I was hungry, I'd cook something different. The other supplement that I take is I take a multivitamin every day, and I take a fish oil pill. And the multivitamin that I choose is I try to choose multivitamins that are made out of actual fruits and vegetables, and I try to choose a multivitamin that is actually soluble in your body, because I guess from what I've read, a lot of the cheap vitamins you'll get from the standard grocery store, your body doesn't even absorb them. They have done experiments where they put them in like a cup of like water or something like that, and a day later, like, the pill is still whole, which means your body's not absorbing them. That's what I read and learned several years ago, and I still kind of follow that. I used to use a more expensive brand, but this is GNC's brand, and it's a little less expensive, and I do feel a difference when I take this. And I take a fish oil supplement just because you're supposed to maintain healthy ratios of the different types of fats, HDLs and LDLs and triglycerides, and this fish oil supplement is supposed to help keep the good cholesterol high and the low cholesterol low. I eat a low cholesterol diet, low fat diet, so that's not really a problem. And I've never had a cholesterol issue, but I do this to support that. And the other supplements I take is I started taking creatine a month or two ago. Again, I just did GNC's brand of creatine monohydrate, and this is what it looks like. And I take about a teaspoon. It says it's 5 grams. It's been super hard for me to like measure it. I take this a variety of ways because it has no taste. I don't think it has a taste at all, and it doesn't have a taste. I don't use a ton of it because they said it can cause tummy upset. I did not have any tummy upset on this. The first time I took it, I did have a little bit of something, but I kind of always have tummy issues. I have for years. So I can't say it was because of this, but I just use a small amount. And what I tend to do is just throw that a little bit, one serving, into my pre-workout. And the pre-workout that I've been using for the last several months is Beyond Raw Lit. Happens to also be GNC's brand. This sounds like a GNC ad. It's not. It's just that supplements and stuff like that, they're kind of expensive. So I use what people recommend to me, or if I don't care what brand, then if GNC offers like their generic store brand, I buy that. So this is Beyond Raw Lit. This is the gummy worm flavor. It's really good. It really works. I take it right before I go to the gym, and the gym is like less than 10 minutes from my house. And my water that I pack for the gym, I put it in a hydro flask, and I add BCAAs usually. Sometimes I'll add a small amount of BCAAs, and a small amount of Isopure. I love Isopure. And So BCAAs. So the science on these is not entirely conclusive that you need them or that they're important. I've taken BCAAs throughout my weight loss journey. I think it just makes it easier for me to drink water, and a branched chain amino acid is a true like component of protein. I know that from just studying molecules and things like that. So it's not a made up supplement. It's branched chain amino acids are what make up protein. That is indeed the building block of protein. So to me, it makes sense if you're trying to keep your protein levels high to drink these. However, I've seen some research online that says if you're eating enough protein, you don't need this. That being said, I love the way they taste. I don't think it can hurt. And I don't take a whole serving. I think a serving is like one scoop. And I will probably use like a quarter scoop or a half a scoop um, in my water bottle. And then I'll grab the IsoPure since we're discussing supplements. I guess you can consider this a supplement also, and it's just whey protein isolate, so it's just protein. And I use this powder because it's less expensive than the bottles. And the reason why I use the IsoPure is because, well, a friend of mine who's super fit, a male, recommended it to me. I didn't take their, advice, even though they appear to be very fit and have been fit as long as I've known them. But I took it into account and kind of stored it in the back of my mind. Then I noticed at the hospital where I work, a lot of the patients get prescribed IsoPure supplements with their meals if they have any kind of weight loss issue, that they've been losing weight unintentionally, or if they have like a medical need for increased nutrition, like a wound or need for healing or something like that. So I felt that that meant that IsoPure is not harmful and can indeed be beneficial if the hospital actually prescribes it to some patients. It's this IsoPure, I like it better than like protein supplements because it doesn't get thick or slimy in or gummy. Well, it's gummy kind of, but protein powders, you put them into your drink and then the drink gets kind of weird if you don't drink it pretty soon. This doesn't do that. This dissolves kind of like Crystal Light. It dissolves into like a very thin consistency. Your water tastes good. So sometimes I'll add like a half a scoop, like a quarter scoop of this to my water bottle, plus like a quarter scoop of BCAAs. I don't want to overdose on protein because protein can be kind of harsh on your kidneys. And so that's why I don't take full servings of this stuff because I use it throughout the day. So for the IsoPure, like the protein is 20 grams per scoop, but like I said, I don't even use half a scoop per water bottle. I use like a quarter scoop of this and then like a quarter scoop of BCAAs if I'm using my small hydro flask, which is like, I think this is still 20 ounces, I think. And I have a big hydro flask, which is 32 ounces. And when I use that, I'm still using only like less than half a scoop of IsoPure and less than half a scoop of BCAAs into a 32 ounce. So, because I don't want to overdose on protein. There's once you hit your protein goal, there's no reason to keep going above it. I just want to make sure I hit it with the amount of working out that I do and my goals of building muscle mass. In terms of protein calculations, a lot of recommendations like say you need not that much. Like I think the RDA, the recommended daily allowance that the government sets, isn't that high. If you look at people who are bodybuilding, people who are lifting weights, recommendations typically say 0.8 to 1.2 grams per pound. And so if you believe in hitting the 1.2 grams per pound, I think, body weight, I think it's something like that, that number is pretty significant. And you definitely can hit it with diet without supplements. Supplements are not necessary. For me, I'm busy. I work. I have a kid. I'm on the go. So I like supplements. They haven't done anything bad to me. And I'm pretty happy with my progress along my weight loss goals. I'm pretty happy with my progress strength training. I'm pretty happy overall, so I feel like they're working for me. So this pretty much is all the supplements that I think that I use at this time regularly. There's a couple of other things I do sporadically. So yeah, that's it.